thanks so much for joining me. Today we're talking about part 3 in a series of 2018 Beauty Award winners from Glamour magazine and InStyle magazine. And we are talking about blush, bronzer, highlighter, and powders. I've also talked about eyes and lips in the past, as well as foundation, primer, and concealer. If you'd like to see those, I will link those below. But if you'd like to see a try on and hear some thoughts along the way, please keep watching. I've got everything on except for bronzer, highlight, powder, and blush. Is that it? I think so, and no contour at this point. I'm going to go in with a cream bronzer first. This is the RMS Beauty bronzer, and this is, let me take a look. This is the 2018 InStyle Best Natural Bronzer. I'm going to take a synthetic brush. Here's the color. It's a bit mocha-y, like more, it's more mocha-y than I would usually go for. I tend to gravitate towards more orangey based bronzers. This is more like a, here it is on my hand. Yeah, I can already see it's more cool toned than I would normally pick for a bronzer. Just applying it in that 3 shape. I'm gonna start right here though. And I can see already, because of my current tan, that it is very difficult to see. So there it is. Yeah, definitely not the color I would choose. It looks more like a blush color. It would be like a mauve blush color on me. I suppose it's pretty, but not on my skin tone. Interesting consistency. I have the Tom Ford bronzers like this consistency. The Tom Ford one is cooler, but in a different sort of way. It's not purple. I tried this a little bit when I first got it, and then I haven't really used it since, except I do use it on my eyes, which, now that I think about it, I probably should have shown you on my eyes, but I think I'm going to do a no makeup look and show you how to use this on the eyes. Because this is not my first choice, as I said, for a bronzer. But I can see if you have the correct undertone for this, or if they offer this in a different shade, I would try it. As far as I can see, I did not find one that was warmer than this and deeper than this. Like the consistency though, it's easy to blend. Has a bit of tackiness to it, but I think for a no makeup bronze look with the right undertone, it'd be really pretty. Well, there's a bronzer. It's nice, it's not the right shade for me, but I would use it as an eyeshadow. I'm gonna move along and set with a translucent powder. I'm gonna set mostly in the center part of my face and then just lighter on the outside. It is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and it is in the just the first shade that they offered. It's like a light yellowish color, and I'm gonna bake under my eyes a little bit here. I've had this before, and this is the let's see, this is the InStyle Best Translucent Powder. And if you watched a recent video on the Hourglass Translucent Powder, that is the one I've been using. I notice when I bake under the eyes for film, it looks really good, but in real life, it is kind of frightening. I'm also going to do the same thing. It does come with a little puff, and they actually have a video how to use this. You roll it and then you tap it, and then you roll it on your skin. But for me, I just prefer using this brush. I feel like it doesn't disturb my makeup. Even the rolling technique with a little pad like this will disturb my concealer. And I think it's because I have such a specific need when it comes to concealer right here. One thing I noticed with translucent powders is that it can, once I apply the translucent powder, make this area that I concealed dark again. I've got dark spots here. So it's another kind of little test I have when it comes to powders. Sometimes a powder can actually bring back the darkness that I'm trying to conceal, which is why translucent powders sometimes aren't the best thing for me. I'll use either a color correcting powder, but now you can see if it's translucent or not, and I do go in with quite a bit of powder first. I'm just going to lightly pat in what's left to the outside of my face. I know it seems silly to just use this little one, but I have so much more control. I feel like this step with powder can make or break all the work you just did. Yeah, I do see a bit of that darkness coming back, which is why I know I was just going to use this product, but I gotta fix it because it's going to bug me. So if you have this issue and you want to set with just translucent powder like I did, but you have a few spots that maybe come up after you add that on, which I don't like, but I have to say that Hourglass product doesn't do that. It doesn't revive the darkness that I was trying to conceal, which is something I don't think I said in that video, but if you want to take a look, I'll link it below. But right now I just took out the BOBBI Brown. It's a retouching loose powder and it's in peach, so it kind of conceals a little bit more. So I'm just going to go into those dark areas with that. I know this is not an award winner, but for me it solves the problem if I do run into an issue with translucent powder. I'm reviving that darkness just to color correct a little bit on top of concealer. And this is another reason I don't stop with just translucent powder. I actually go in with a finishing powder even after all of this. But we're going to just go with this for now. So, I mean, it's translucent, it sets, it's a good basic powder. I'm going to go in with the blush now. They didn't mention a specific color, but the NARS blush was named as InStyle 2018 Best Blush, and ooh, I have it. I also have the 2018 Best Blush brush, the Yachiyo brush by NARS. I like this brush a lot because of the weight of it. I've had it for a while, years now, and it's very lightweight, so it forces you to be gentle with it as you apply blush, but it still sheds, and I've had it for a long time. So that's the only thing I don't like about this one, but I am using the color Luster, which is really pretty. It's like an apricot-y color with some gold shimmer. I mean, it's not glittery, but there's definitely a shimmer in there. I'm just going to pat it on here. See what I mean? It sheds. I feel like for the price that this should be a perfect brush and not do that. But this, I don't think this blush gets as much attention as some of their other blushes. Nice for warm undertone people like me. I do place blush quite high on my cheek. And I don't know if you noticed, but I pat it in first and then I swirl it outward. Okay, I'm going to take the extra powder off now from under my eyes and just sweep it away. Really beautiful subtle glow on that one. Next we've got highlighters. I've got two highlighters because I just had them. So I'm going to go in first with the Hourglass Euphoric Strobe Light. Their highlighters are gorgeous because they do not emphasize, fine lines or wrinkles. I'm going to take this brush, the Hourglass brush, and it's pretty dense. So is going to be intense. I'm going to add it to my cheekbone here. And I have a couple highlighters, so I'm going to show you this one first. Really beautiful going on. Really beautiful color. And I don't go too far in. I try and stop right about here with highlighter. So if you can see that. I can't see it. I also have another highlighter. This is the Glamour Award winner, and it is the Kevyn Aucoin Neo. Wrong one. Where is it then? That is not it. I'll have to go find it. I've also got the 2018 Glamour Best Highlighter, which is the Kevyn Aucoin Neo highlighter, and this one's in Sahara. This has that same great ability to highlight without emphasizing fine lines and wrinkles. And I'll just swipe it all the way across the colors, like this. There's more of a brightness, I think, to the Hourglass one than there is to this one. Although, I don't know, this one's looking good on camera too. And I'm just going to add some of this down the bridge of my nose. Even though I didn't really see this in any of the lists, I do use the Ambient lighting powder every day in radiant light as part of my routine, so I'm just going to finish up with that because typically I do use a translucent powder every day, but I also finish off with this because while this I think looks nice, it's a little bit too makeup-ish for me, so I just add this on, and I thought I'd show you how to do this. And it's funny, someone asked me about my very first video to do a to do a tutorial on it, and what happened with that one was I had done so many takes on it trying to show the product that I had added, I'm going to say about 12 layers of this on, so it's really, really glowy. So if you want to see what that looks like, lots of layers of this product, then you can look at that very first video and you can see how glowy you can get with a powder. And what I like about this too is that it continues to blur those imperfections, like those darker areas I keep talking about. So yeah, the couple of reasons I do this is because I like to take that makeup look away from my makeup. It also blurs some of these imperfections a little bit more, and it melds everything together. And that's it for the award-winning bronzer, highlight, blush, and powders. Like I said, just real quick recap, the RMS Beauty bronzer is pretty for eyeshadow for me, but not for a bronzer. I think if you're the right skin tone, which means you're more fair than me and you have a cooler tone to your skin, probably look really beautiful on you. But for me, I will not be using it as a bronzer, but I was glad I tried it. I was really curious about it. If they offered it in a different shade that was warmer and deeper, I would definitely try it again. Next, we talked about the translucent powder by Mercier. This is really nice, basic powder. It does what it says it does, which is it's translucent and it sets your makeup. Nice, but like I said, I have other powders that I would use above this one. But I will probably take it on a travel type thing with me because I got a smaller one, knowing that I'd used it before. I wasn't in love with it, but I thought I'd get a new one just to try it out again for you. Then we talked about the NARS Blush in Luster. I don't think you can lose with their blushes, but this one's a really pretty, I think, underrated one. I really love that one quite a bit. So all the hype about NARS blushes is completely accurate. Then for highlighters, we tried two of them, the Euphoric Strobe Light by Hourglass, beautiful. I use this one if I am going to highlight, and then with a powder because I love how it's just so beautiful on the skin. And then same with the Kevyn Aucoin. I think you can't lose with either one of them. They're both really pretty. This one has more of a span, so that's what's kind of neat about this one. It's got a deeper tone, and then that's kind of pinky, and then like a lighter, more yellowish tone. So I think you can adjust based on your skin tone, which gives you a little bit more versatility if you're looking for that. I think that's it. Is that it? I hope that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. The Best of 2018 Beauty Award winner. Is that right? No. 2018 InStyle Best. What do we have? No. Yeah. No. Glamour. No. Did I not write it down? No. Here it is. Okay. I also have the 2018 Glamour Best Highlighter. What is it called? And the other one was